Now, I don't mind handing over some of Betsy's milk, as long as it's for a Palamist baby. Don't feed any Sabinian bastards with that milk now. You hear me?
Blessed be his gaze. You found some milk. This is how we defeat the serpent. Small acts of kindness like this one. Uli has a chance now, thanks to you. When the time is right, Uli and I will escape Jova. I have enough milk to keep him fed and quiet for the journey. Uli and I thank you again for your kindness.
This was his favorite toy. He carried it wherever he went. Thank you for returning it. Now that I have something of his to hold on to, please take his picture away. I can't look at him anymore. The guilt and shame. It's unbearable. Thank you. I don't know how I'm supposed to carry on after this. All of us deserve something better.
This takes me back. It seems like a lifetime ago now. I can't change what I've done. I never thought I was capable of such things, that I had so much anger inside me. Thank you for the picture. It's reminded me that I was a decent person once. It's given me hope that one day I could become that person again.
This place is off limits. I suggest you turn around.
The Abbey is closed. Official AAF business.
Especially with your training nearing completion. If you're listening to this, then you've proven quite resourceful once again. Please forgive the gambit, but I had to ensure these items did not fall into the wrong hands. Everything is here for you. I've left a tome containing additional lessons in limbic foraging. Other such tomes exist if you wish to seek them out. The pendant is normally only passed down to ordained members, you know this. Given the circumstances, I thought you should have it now. Wear it proudly. You deserve it.
So he did plan to give me one after all. Thank you for bringing this back to me. I'll wear it with pride.
here. Are you? With the reinforcements? Wait. Had them on the run. They fled. Northeast. Over the hill. Go!
I don't know if it's the stress, the hunger, or the cold. I feel weak. My heart is beaten out of my chest. I need the medication in my suitcase, and I have no idea where it is. What else could possibly go wrong in this hellhole? I'm so tired. You found my medication? Oh, what a relief. I was starting to make peace with Sethras. You've saved my life. Thank you. I can't even fathom what would have become of my poor baby if something happened to me. I just need to rest for a little bit. Thank you again for finding my medication. You're a saint. That's a rare thing nowadays. I can't even fathom what would have...
You found Mrs. Cross's medication? I hope she'll start feeling better soon. I can't wait to tell Mr. Atticus. He was so worried about her.
Oh, my poor Max. I had to leave in such a hurry we left him behind. I pray to Sethras that those Sabinian cretins haven't found him. I should have just set him free. I'll never forgive myself.
Albin and I fled from Jova when we heard the Asterian army was approaching. We left everything behind, even our poor dog. Albin is really beside himself about it. We just couldn't risk bringing him along, noisy as he is.
Repeat, this is ON Convoy Alpha 2. We are carrying refugees from Galmor and Skell. Heading north through Vyssa Hills, nearly 30 clicks from refugee camp Romeo. Repeat, we are under attack. Requesting immediate evac...
Come to finish me off. You coward.
Who are you?
I'd sooner die before I tell you anything. Wait. Your necklace. Show it to me. Impossible. It's you. Please tell me you're not one of them.
No. I just stole their gear.
It's clever. There's so much to say. But the curtain falls on me, my son. My boy, stolen from me. I am a vigil, sworn to protect Hadea. We failed to stop the calamity, but hope stands before me. Take this. It's called the Keystone of Grief. Promise me. You must continue what we've begun to uncover. Find the journalist. Find Agatha. When you do, use the passcode. Pentos. They won't trust you. Especially dressed like that. I saw them escape into the rocky ridges. To the southwest. Towards the old windmill. I'm sorry. My burden is now yours to carry. Promise me, we'll stop the calamity.
Is Agatha my mother?
Your mother is dead.
I read your psyche eval. The military officially diagnosed you as being a high-functioning sociopath. I see why you were so successful. Out of curiosity, what's it like to barely feel anything?
Practical. I never second guess. I have no regrets, no fear, No animosity.
Even towards me?
Even you.
Give it time. I tend to bring out the worst in people. So, could you help me understand something? Your father dies in front of you. Your mother is dead. Why pursue this?
I stared into my father's eyes and saw a man with something I never had.
And what was that?
An undying purpose. I stood in the home I was born in, and it only seemed to fill me with more emptiness. No memories, no feelings. Nothing had changed. In that moment, I felt a connection.
To him?
To Hadea.
Interesting. So, where did you go from there?
I'm sorry, but Vitalis is gone.
Oh. This is a sad day indeed. I still had so much to learn from him. Vitalis and I met under dire circumstances. He gave me a choice. Continue fucking up my life or become something greater. I will always cherish his life lessons and teachings. We both had wounds that could never heal. I will honor his memory by using the skills he taught me.
How are you holding up?
Vyssa is keeping me busy with some repairs here and there. I have to say I appreciate the distraction. It keeps my mind off the creatures in the marsh and the monsters in uniform.
How are you holding up?
My Lord Sethrus has put me on this path for a reason. Just like Palom, I will carry on. Endure whatever torment Captain Vyssa and his men throw at me. I will not falter.
Excellent. The more the merrier. You're a lifesaver, friend. My fiddle and I thank you sincerely. Hopefully Voss will stop staring daggers in my direction now. Even if each of these compositions sounds more dreadful than the last. My fingers are sore and blistered. I've never played for my life before. I think my fiddle will remain in its case for a long while after this.
How are things?
What do you think? We're surrounded by things we can't kill. My men's morale is lower than a palomist's belly. And to top it all off, I've got an idiot pestering me with stupid questions.
What's going on at the Abbey?
The Abbey is off limits, and it's under investigation. We believe these priests are spies and informants for the enemy. We'll get to the bottom of this very soon.
What's going on with the priest?
And here I thought we had an understanding. That priest is an AAF problem. He's a goddamn spy. End of story.
Is Victor gonna be okay?
I won't lay a hand on him. I'm just happy to see the smoke rise from the forge again. I have a long list of things that need his attention. Now, if you don't mind, I'm a busy man.
They gonna let my uncle go? I hope they will. I don't want to stay here anymore.
Hi, are you okay?
I ran out of food, but found some at the bottom of the old well. I think somebody tried hiding there. I guess they weren't as good as I am.
I'm a journalist. Article 79 of the Geneva Convention formally states that journalists are protected under international humanitarian law.
Who are you?
I'm Tanya Elva. I'm an independent investigative journalist covering the Civil War.
Are you the journalist mentioned in this note?
I have no idea who or what this note is referring to. You're barking up the wrong tree.
Vitalis told me the passcode is Pentos. What's your connection to him?
I don't know much about him. He was taking me to the Vigil headquarters when we got ambushed. It's somewhere in these rocky ridges.
What do you know about their headquarters?
They call it the Watcher's Nest. To get there, Vitalis said we must follow the path with all the tombstones and obelisks just west of here. Vitalis described the entrance as a doorway etched into solid rock. He mentioned a windmill above it on the cliff. You need 2 keys to open the door. Vitalis gave me one during the ambush. Please, take it. Find Agatha. She has the other one.
So you are the journalist mentioned in this note?
Yes, I am. In my defense, you are dressed like the enemy. I was just covering my arse.
I got the key. Agatha didn't make it.
Ah, fucking hell. How did she... Never mind. I don't want to know. When we split up, I knew something terrible was going to happen. Finding the Watcher's Nest is the only move left. Perhaps there are some vigils left that could help us. I won't be joining you. My old injuries are acting up. I will only slow you down. I can see your APC from here. I'll head there and wait for you.
Listen, I don't want any trouble. I'm just looking for supplies.
Who are you?
The name's Atticus. I escaped the Medini prison camp when the demons attacked. I should have died there. Looks like Setharus had other plans for me. I joined up with some refugees. We have a camp close by. The path to reach it is behind the giant stone serpent. Head north from here. You should find it. These people need me. They're in bad shape. I'm out here, scrounging for supplies. Have you seen the destroyed ON vehicles on the road? They're northeast of the Weeping Knight statue. There's a truck that's still in good shape. If only I could find the keys and get it started, I could take these people to my father's farm in Sinedra. It doesn't look like it, but Hadea was beautiful and peaceful. It changed so quickly. I first noticed it on campus at Los Angeles University. History lessons were modified to suit new narratives. The line drawn in the sand by facts was fading under the waves of Sabinian nationalism. New campus groups and fraternities were formed and engaged in intimidation campaigns against Palamist students. Some of us stood firm, but most ended up leaving. It was so hard for me. My parents had spent their hard-earned money to send me to university. I was the only one in the family who had been given this chance. Deep down, I always believed that it would stop, that people would eventually come to their senses. Then I noticed that this was happening all over the country. By the time my hope had faded, civil war erupted. When the war erupted, I was still in Losselis, in the heart of the Lion's Den. I gathered what supplies I had and left for the Asterian-Umbrahan border. I needed to get home, to get to my family. What usually took a few hours on a road trip was turning into a logistical nightmare. Couldn't drive, take the bus, or train. Sabinian soldiers were patrolling back roads, streets, stations, you name it. On the way, I did things. Things I'm not proud of. I stole from people who were more desperate than I was. I refused to help others in need. I truly failed as a Palamist. After months of hiding, looting, stealing, and running, I finally arrived on the outskirts of the Umbrahan border. I sought refuge in a barn. I was exhausted and hungry. The farmer woke me. I was initially terrified, but he was holding a plate of food. He handed it to me and I devoured it. He said he would return with more. He turned out to be a Sabinian farmer, feeding me to buy time until the soldiers showed up. It worked like a charm. That was the last square meal I had. After that, prison scraps if I was lucky. Did you know that the Peacekeepers had an outpost in Medini? They stood by and watched Sabinian soldiers rape and murder Palamists in droves. I'll tell you what they did care about. Their medical supplies and food. That's it. If they claim they never saw the Medini prison camp just outside of town, they could sure smell it. I guarantee you that. The stench of death filled the air for kilometers. They had the numbers and equipment to stop what was happening. They just stood there and watched. Let's just say, I don't hold them in high regard. Let me tell you about Sabinians. The guards at the Medini prison camp would sometimes open the camp gates to Sabinian civilians. They would enter the gates of hell to spend the night beating, killing, raping, or any other twisted pleasure they could imagine. These Sabinian civilians wanted to settle old scores. Do you know what their grievances were? A wealthy Palamist who had refused to give them a job. A farmer who wouldn't lend his tools. A man who had stolen a girlfriend. Petty disputes were settled with crimes against humanity. That's who you're dealing with. I despise them with every fiber of my being. They are my brothers and sisters. Our faith and tragedy bind us. We will overcome this. We must. Now, more than ever. May we all stand in our Lord's gaze. They are not our Lord's doing. He would never unleash such demons upon us, no matter how much we've sinned. This disaster is the work of TR, the great two-headed serpent. You want proof? If they were from Setharis, they would have only attacked the guards back in Medini. Once the strange anomalies appeared, creatures materialized everywhere out of thin air. It was surreal. The Kata describes a place called the Himalara Fields. TR made the Great Curse, and his demons dwell in that place. I believe those anomalies are doorways between our worlds.
Did you see a strange door somewhere around here?
I saw a large door carved into the rock. Head back on this path and turn left. Continue on the path, and the door will be on your right. Careful, though. There's a huge demon lurking in front. When I saw it, I turned back real quick.
I think I met your father. He's Ernest Cadell, right?
Yes. He's my father. I'm glad to know he's alive and well. This makes me want to get back home even more.
Chief's expeditions yielded two significant revelations. Confirmation that the calamity is real, and the existence of a plan to stop it, the so-called failsafe. We know nothing of this failsafe, nor of the artifact we recovered. All of these tomes, and not a shred of information. Whatever machinations the Foal Guard of old had in mind, they were intent on keeping it a secret. I fear it is now lost in the folds of history. It seems to me the artifact may be part of a larger mechanism. Perhaps it is a key of sorts? Does it open another tomb or vault? Are there more such keys? It is clear to me that this artifact, this keystone, is a critical piece of the failsafe enigma. We must continue to pull at this thread until the truth reveals itself. Scattered around this hallowed ground speak of Pentosalgia, the first of the Watchers. It was Pentos who recognized that the calamity would always remain a threat. From the ashes of the derelict Foal Guard, he forged a new order to carry on our sacred charge. His foresight and tenacity are the reason the Vigil still exists today. There must be a reason he chose to conceal the existence of the failsafe and the keystone. Truly extraordinary that we should stumble upon his tomb after all these years. I pray it contains the answers we seek.
That's interesting.
Tanya?
I made it back to your APC and figured out how to access your drone's controls.
Oh, great.
Bring back that scroll you just picked up. I found something in the APC that can help us.
Funny. I've never seen you before. No matter. I can see your credentials hanging from your neck. Welcome to the Watcher's Nest.
Who are you?
My name is Gildas Brom. I am the oldest member of the Vigil. Ever since I lost the use of my legs, I've been the caretaker of relics and other useful items. We have accumulated quite a collection. These items are precious and will undoubtedly help you fight the creatures. Hadeans need to rejoin the world. Come to think of it, we've never been a part of it. Hadeans have been isolated for far too long. I believe the only way to end the calamity is to abandon Hadea. Leave and never return, Sabinian and Palamist alike. The calamity is unique to Hadea. Why? What is it about Hadea that is so different from any other country? The answer is buried out there somewhere. We need to find it and stop it for good this time, or the cycle of destruction will continue. War is beyond tragedy, a senseless waste of human life and potential, and sadly, Hadea is no stranger to it. We haven't seen a conflict in over 1,000 years. In fact, we haven't seen a war this brutal before. Modern guns, mixed with hatred passed on from one generation to the next, are bound for terrible consequences. This is why the Vigil doubled its efforts when war loomed on the horizon, and also why the Vigil is being hunted. When desperate, we tend to make mistakes and expose ourselves. I'll never ascribe to the theory that the Vigil has a traitor within its ranks. Never. I don't know much about the Peacekeepers. In a way, they are like the Vigil. They help the victims of war and ensure their care. Nothing wrong with that. However, unlike us, they operate in the open, which has certain disadvantages. It's like having a target painted on your back. I wish them the best of luck. Technically, I am Sabinian. I don't count myself as one, though. I am a Vigil first and foremost. I was born and raised in the small village of Teden. It's in the north of Asteria. I went to school just like the other Sabinian kids, but during the small hours, I trained. I barely had friends growing up, but that didn't matter. The life of a Vigil is lonely and hard. I was always the outsider looking in. I observed my friends and neighbors all bickering about the Palamists. Let's just say I had other things on my mind than to hate an entire group of people. That always bothered me to my core. I wish I could have told them all to stop, to tell the truth, and to warn them of the real threat. I'm afraid they were too far gone, as if their hatred were a terminal sickness. I have no ill feelings toward the Palamists. They are dyed-in-the-wool Hadeans. Do you know the saying, the way to a dog's heart is through his stomach? Well, the way to a Palamist's heart is through his faith. Threaten that, and you will have a devoted enemy pitted against you. The propagandists played the religion card, fear-mongering the Palamists into believing that the Sabinians were going to take their faith away. And now look at us. divided and broken. It's deplorable. The time loops appeared at midnight on January 1st, and the creatures soon after. This isn't the first time this phenomenon has occurred in Hadea. You would think we would all be experts by now, but we're piecing together some lost history. Somehow this vital information has slipped through the cracks. We are uncertain if January 1st at midnight is genuinely part of the cycle. Is it consistent or random? We are plagued by many of these questions. With our lack of answers, we could do little to prevent the calamity. Only brace for it. Now that it is upon us, only one question remains. Who or what is creating the time loops?
Anything else you can tell me about the Watcher's Nest?
Initially, the Watcher's Nest was a barracks for the Foal Guards, our ancestral order. Their blue-flowered crest is carved on the walls. The Foal Guard abandoned it, but Pentos Algier, the founder of the Vigil, reclaimed it years later. He made it a secret stronghold to coordinate the Vigil's efforts. Today, it is a beacon, a marker left behind for future generations. Pentos was put to rest here, but we only recently discovered his tomb in the crypt below. Although we haven't been able to open his coffin yet, we are confident there are more answers inside.
Can you tell me more about the Keystone of Grief?
If you have the Keystone, this can only mean one thing. Vitalis is no more. This is a somber day for the Vigil. He was the best of us. Unfortunately, there is no time to mourn him. I will honor his memory later. As for the artifact, we only have theories, some of which you can find in notes and journals strewn across the tables and desks. The Keystone of Grief was found in the Umal Caves, leading us to the Watcher's Nest. Whatever the Keystone is, I believe some answers can be found in Pentos's coffin. If only we can figure out a way to open the damn thing.
What are other duties a Vigil must perform?
I'm sure you are aware that nothing is free in this world. As a Vigil, you swore an oath to prevent the calamity and protect the people of Hadea. By performing good deeds for Hadeans, you can acquire some relics and items. You may have noticed that the creature, despite being slain, returns after a certain time. That's because you haven't shut down their time loop. You need to kill the Guardians first, and only then can you enter the time loop to shut it down. We must shut down all the time loops. I know, it seems like an impossible task given the brutality of the Civil War. Take this. It will help you detect the Guardians that are protecting each time loop.
What are time loops, and how do I shut them down?
They ensnare moments in time, events charged with extreme violence, and curse those trapped inside to relive the moment over and over again. Now, how to shut it down? Once inside, you must bring an Ammon prism to the center of the time loop. The center is deadly to humans, so the Foal Guards trained owls to carry the Ammon prism. Ammon prisms are extremely rare. This is the only one I have left. Please take it. Perhaps your flying gadget can carry it to the center for you. Remember, when you close a time loop, come back and see me to claim your reward. There must be thousands. Roll up your sleeves. You have a lot of work ahead of you.
What do you know about these weapons?
Consider what our smiths need to forge our weapons. It makes you think, doesn't it? Now that's a chicken and the egg mystery if I ever saw one. Think about it. You can't slay the creatures without our weapons. The material to forge them comes from the creature's corpse. How did they do it?
Where do these necklaces come from?
The necklaces we carry today belong to the Foal Guards. We found them in old tombs and ruins. Crafting these necklaces is a lost art. Many have tried unlocking the secrets of forging one, but every attempt has failed. They are precious and rare, which is why each member of the Vigil passes the necklace to their next of kin.
This was in Pentos's coffin. What do you make of it?
This is what you found. That isn't very reassuring. More riddles. The scroll must be the key to solving the enigma. I recognize the old Hadean language. It died out centuries ago. It would be best to find someone who can translate it.
How do I perform good deeds?
It's simple. Help our people. Hadeans are a proud bunch. They won't ask for your help directly, so pay attention to what they say. The more you help our fellow Hadeans, the more relics and items you can acquire. Now, you're asking yourself, how can this old kook know if I'm helping people? Oh, I can tell. It's in your eyes, boy. The eyes have much to say if one knows how to look. Whenever you accomplish a good deed, come back and talk to me to claim your reward.
Have I helped enough Hadeans?
Hadeans are lucky to have a vigil like you watching over them.
really should lock your doors before leaving.
Yeah, there was no need to before.
Now this is an ideal vehicle to roam a war-torn country. It's even got cup holders. Do you realize what you have here?
It gets me where I need to go.
It's a state-of-the-art armored personnel carrier with tech I didn't even know existed. I had fun pressing all the buttons.
Was there a mute button?
Smart ass. Do you want to know what I found or not?
Tell me.
This computer is linked to something called the Zeal server. I came across that name before. The Zeal Council. I have no idea who or what they are.
And?
This server appears to have a vast database containing history of Hadea. As of now, I only have limited access. Give me some time and I'm sure I can get through to more.
Interesting.
When Vitalis contacted me, he told me he wanted...
Whatever deal you had with Vitalis, it died along with him.
I'm sorry you lost your friend.
Don't be. I didn't know him.
Whatever the Vigil is up to, it's on you now, right? I want to piece together whatever is happening here, and you want to stop it. Neither of us can do this on our own. I found a tracking device embedded behind a panel. I know I don't look it, but I have my uses. Face it, you wouldn't have gotten far without me.
All right. You can tag along.
Good. Show me what you found in the coffin. Interesting. Let's talk about the scroll once I'm done examining it. Okay, I finished examining the scroll. My obsession with Hadea started when I was a little girl. My father, a well-respected ambassador at the time, had successfully negotiated a visit to Hadea. When he returned, he told me about the time he spent here. He told me about their customs, unique religion, strange architecture, culture, which were unlike anything he had seen. Hadea had been completely closed off from the rest of the world for centuries. I was hooked. When I became a journalist, I wanted the scoop on this place. I almost got an exclusive interview with the dictator, Garion Yankel. I've covered countless conflicts, gone after the powerful, exposed corruption. Now that I'm actually in Hadea, I have to admit, I think I finally bit off more than I can chew. While crossing Hadea, Agatha and I got stopped at a checkpoint. While waiting for our paperwork to clear, I conversed with one of the Palamist officers. Once the small talk was over, he told me about what he had done in the village not too far from where we were. He was explaining to me, in striking detail, all the atrocities he had committed that morning. I don't know why he was telling me all of this. Did he want to impress me, scare me, or confess to his crimes? All of the above? Horrifying as his anecdotes were. What terrifies me the most was that this monster was as normal as they came. He was a husband, a father of two, and a school teacher. If he was capable of committing such atrocities, we all are. It's a great idea that's poorly executed. I think they get a bad rap, even though I've seen them do plenty of good. Peacekeepers have an impossible job. Each time they intervene, they've been set up to fail. And Hadea is no different. Oh, they are akin to the Protestants back home. At first glance, they bear historical resemblances. They sought a less restrictive faith and crafted one, essentially retaining the core of Palam's teachings. I'm not one to oversimplify, but there it is. Ask me again when I have more information about Sabinians and if we ever survive Hadea. Mind you, I came to these conclusions purely through observations. I haven't done any proper research. They strike me as being like conservatives in most Western countries. Again, these are just observations. I need more time and research to formulate an adequate answer or opinion. I'll never erase that night from my memory. The moment I laid eyes on them, I became unhinged. Agatha had to steady me. She was as shocked as I was. She handled it a lot better than I did. When I finally regained my composure, I gazed into Agatha's eyes. In those few seconds, everything she had been taught since childhood was validated. It was all real. I'm at a loss for what to make of them. I bombarded Agatha with questions, but she knew little. She said that this wasn't the first time they had invaded Hadea. My instincts are screaming that there is a conspiracy at work here. Someone is orchestrating this, and I will blow it wide open.
So, what's written on the scroll?
I translated the text. It's a riddle. I suggest you read it. I'm sure it will make more sense once we find a location. As for the blue flower, the Zeal server is giving me the usual encyclopedic answer. It's not providing me with a specific location. The drawings are landmarks, and the blue flower is the key to finding their location. Whatever this place is, it's a well-guarded secret. I'm sure it holds the clues to Vitalis' investigation into stopping the calamity. I think it's time for you to chat with the locals. Talking isn't your strong suit, but someone must know where this flower grows.
Why are you in Hadea?
If someone were to say I was obsessed with Hadea, it would be the understatement of the year. I've always wanted to see it with my own eye. Something has been happening here for a very long time. There is a dark secret, and the world hasn't been told.
What should I do now?
Someone must know where this blue flower grows. It might be best if you talk to the locals. Find something interesting? Nice find. Let's run it through the database. Let's see what the Zeal server has to say about this one. Interesting. I'll look it up. Nice find. Let's run it through the database. Let's see what the Zeal server has to say about this one. Nice find. Let's run it through the database. I discovered a vault of forbidden knowledge in Senator Forest. Good find. I'll look it up. Nice find. Let's run it through the database. Nice. I'll have a look in the database. Let's see what the Zeal server has to say about this one.
It was clever of you to remove our tracker, especially for a civilian. But you aren't a civilian, are you? We still managed to get clear pictures of you both. It's only a matter of time before we ID you. When we do, I will turn my attention toward the people you care about. Will I find someone in Jova? The Vyssa Hills?
Charming.
She's hot on our trail.
Then whatever business we have here, let's make it quick.
Oh, it's you again. I'm glad to see you're still with us.
I met your son, Atticus, in the Vyssa Hills.
I knew he was still alive. I knew it! Oh, thanks, Sephiroth. I hope he finds his way back home.
How are you holding up?
It's been quiet here. I've even dared to step outside for a few hours. It felt good to breathe the air of the forest again. I picked some fresh flowers. They now adorn my son's graves.
What do you know about the tower?
If I were you, I would avoid that place. I forbade my sons to even go near it. The tower is haunted and cursed. I know it sounds silly, but it happens to be true.
This flower, do you know where it grows?
I know the species. It's called Adder's Tear. It grows only in one place, Lake Sinon. I used to take fishing trips there. Sometimes I would sit there, waiting for something to bite, realizing how sad it was that my sons never came along. Life seems to be a series of missed opportunities.